Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL 1 Battlefield 4 Winter Cup #1, and we are now about to jump into our grand final, and not the two teams that we were actually expecting to see here, or at least one of them is maybe unexpected.
Absolutely. Epsilon stomped it in their semi-final. It was great to see them on form, waving goodbye to Penta in a 2-0 stomp. If you missed it, you need to see it, because that was a demonstration that Epsilon are a team to fear, even under a couple of new players' names. Though, then that wasn't the biggest surprise so far.
No, in fact, in this next match, of course, Epsilon making it through, their opponents are not Fnatic.
What? Especially what we've been saying as well, Mitch. We have been hammering on about how Fnatic, they only ever really drop one cup. They only really have one trip up. Is that trip up the first cup of the season?
Well, I mean, if you treat it as an isolated sort of circumstance, and maybe it's nothing to really write home about, but already at this early stage, Fnatic have fallen over 2-0 against Leet. They've actually made it through, which is ironic because we were sitting back thinking, Leet look all right. Got a good mix of players in there, but to beat Fnatic, yeah, it'd be pretty tough. I thought,
maybe not yet.
I was like, they'll probably lose to Epsilon or someone in the semis, or however the way it was going to work out, but they took down Fnatic. I mean, Fnatic, we didn't get to see that, so apologies to you guys that we missed that one. It was almost as quick as the Penta Epsilon game as well. It wasn't close.
It wasn't close. I did see a little bit of discussion regarding some disconnects. I think Fnatic had some connection problems. So let's just take it at let's not take it at face value, and also say that Fnatic may have had a couple of problems during the game. But that does not take everything away from Leet, because they're a team who I almost feel like Fnatic could have attended. You know, I feel like I've seen Fnatic play 4 versus 5 or in worse circumstances against some I would regard better teams sometimes. Like they have made Penta and Epsilon both look like, you know, amateurs in some games. The fact that Leet have picked up that victory still means an awful lot. And now going into this one, we have a real crazy grand final on our hands. Epsilon up against the new boys, Leet, the new blood, Leet. And we've been kind of hammering on about Epsilon after that game. They looked great up against Penta. And then we've got Leet. I'm actually really excited for this. You can see the smile creeping onto both of our faces.
This is super interesting as well, because all the guys in this game, bar maybe NTQ, have played together, and Zam as well. So 8 out of 10 of these guys have been on the same team at one time or another. It's Epsilon versus, of course, you know, we're safe. David, Smashu is from NYM, of course. I mean, Zam is in the mix, so is NTQ. But these guys, I mean, I don't really know how serious a game this is going to be. These guys have already been joking around so much in the pre-match chat here, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens. And, you know, after toppling a team like Fnatic as well, you've got to wonder, do Lead to have enough left in the tank to finish this off?
Yeah, that is the big question, because you go through, you beat Fnatic, you feel like you've won already. You feel like that was the grand final in your books. Now you've just got to play some other team for some other prize. But no, you're right. This is playing for the big bucks in one sense or another. This is all about getting, you know, your name on the board as early on as you possibly can. As let's jump on then into the action. It's our first half of our first map going into Operation Locker for our grand final.
So, as per usual, we have that standard little fight on the outside of the map. It's going to be Horek stepping up against David here. Two guys who just know each other inside out as Battlefield 4 players here, so it's very interesting to see this head-to-head, and David, the seniority, the experience pays off, and he does get the kill there. And the bomb is about to be picked up here by Hunter.
Right, so, no surprises yet in terms of classes. We do see the players starting to kind of see some mid-control. I'm not too sure whether or not they're going to go fast or slow, because Hunter, he was an individual that you highlighted, and quite interestingly highlighted as someone that a lot of players fear, especially in the Oceanic scene, as someone that they kind of see as a standout individual, especially for his age, which I'm always such a sucker for. I'm a sucker for like a young up-and-comer. That's such a lovely storyline for me, and I love seeing that across all esports. Like, you do see these kids who are like born and bred esports, and they like grew up wanting to do what they can, and already it seems like he's been a big part of that already. Horek has found another frag, rocking the ECW this time, so a couple of changes in terms of Arsenal coming into this grand final.
Absolutely, and we do see David finally drop on the outside, and Epsilon start to creep up. And that cold exterior there is we'll probably be the first to meet them here, as he does just sort of set up here on this corner in just a moment. He's actually holding the line right here, so he should have this kill, but no, he just misses it there. As also on the map, we do see Smashu doing work, so to save. Zam has to hold right now. We can't really leave this spot, but it's only Horek and Mayak left up for Epsilon right now, so not too much pressure on Zam right now. He does hold the line well. He does get that kill, ironically, as I just switch away from him. But the bomb being carried now by the team of Leet straight over towards his sights here as well, and Horek's kind of caught out of the action here as well. Might be another clean plant here for Smashy if he can get it done.
This would be quite the tale to tell if Leet come in, new season, new team, new roster, and win the grand final. Let's see as the bomb goes down. Of course, miles away from there now, but the first bomb goes down. Step in the right direction. Let's see if they can make it more than a step. More of a leap, perhaps, as sprays through the incendiary and connects. It was Smashu getting the revive as well. Already a real asset to his team with 4 frags so far in this game.
See, Hexus still not really able or ready to push around on towards this bomb. Now, this is absolute chaos around the metal detectors here. As Smashu gets the double, but Horek and Jeeka now getting involved. And this is good. They're being able to force away. Horek with a nice little double, but he goes down after Hexus. But Jeeka, he's on the defuse. He should get it done now because he's safe. He's trying to push in now. It's a complete another mess here. Zam, he was able to stop the defuse. And there it is already leaked out with the first MCOM detonation.
Insanity. That is how you start. That's how you kind of state your claim on Operation Locker. That is insane. I'm going to stop saying insane. I'm going to stop saying it because it was insane. I'm not used to seeing these early plants. I'm not used to seeing, or rather these successful plants, I think is something I need to say, because yes, early plants happen, but rarely do they succeed. Usually there's a retake of some description, but such an early control is going to be huge and may very well be the start of things to come for Lee.
I mean, and no less on Operation Locker as well, which is surprising enough in itself. David will clean up with a frag there on towards Mayak, and NTQ will be there to revive his teammate, and they can push on now, so they do get the advantage there as well. That's why you often have the buddy system running there, especially on the outside of the map. You want to control that point. David does get taken down there as NTQ now trying to push up. Jeeka looking up towards that little window there. His mate Horek does go down. Bomb is still untouched right now, but you can see it again. Lead coming forward as well, always pushing right now. Smashu underneath at the moment. Right underneath Jeeka, just wants to maybe get a little bit of a flank on here as he does. Start to move in this direction a bit, but definitely a lot of mid-presence right now for Epsilon. There's Jeeka does pick up NTQ. Horek just fluffs against Smashu, but still Epsilon will have the players in position and Hunter to get the frag.
Halfway through then our first half of our first map, and look at David picking up a double, just snatching 2 players down. Oh, and a third one coming in as well. This is huge. It's now all onto Hunter. Epsilon have been almost wiped. Don't you dare get the bomb down again, Lee. Don't you dare, as they do have control. It looks like they're going to be trying to challenge out once again, making the push through middle. It's going to be... Oh, you have identified Hunter, but I think he's a little too far from the action.
That's the... but he still picks up NTQ. He can harass, I guess, from the edges, but really much of the action's going to be happening towards this infirmary now as Smashy tries to come in, but Hexus and Jeeka are solid on D. And that bomb is in the hands of David right now, but he has a lot of people around him at the moment. Can pick up the bomb, but he didn't want to give his position away now at NTQ. It's safe. The last 2 standing right now.
Yeah, and now it looks like they're going to be solid on A as they do push on out, trying to get some sort of offensive position. They're going to be putting bullets on towards that bomb. I mean, this must be scary holding that bomb in any kind of way, just in any capacity, because you essentially have given yourself a wall hack, like, against you. Yeah. You are so vulnerable, and yet you still see players getting away with the craziest plays. Like, look at this guy. Look at him. He is just hightailing it straight towards the A site. Jeeka's getting away with it. He's been babysat by 2, which of course is kind of the best strategy because players start hunting you, and Zam is going to be ready and waiting. That's beautiful. Expecting that forefront push. There is a smoke, but he's straight to push over through it or desperately try and find something. In the meantime, you're going to be seeing another frag for Smashu.
Smashu now just doing good work here right now. Only 3 players left though for Elite as they try and push onto this one. Zam now does see his player heading on down. The bomb is being carried by NTQ towards his side. He gets it right on back in the defensive position right now. He might even elect to take it towards the outside here. New bomb going to be located here. Epsilon now just sort of setting up towards his infirmary. But the bomb will be reset back towards mid in just a moment here. 10-6 Smashu. He's off to a great start this game.
Now, with time being of the essence, I think we've seen that once you hit that 2-minute mark, that's your last opportunity. That is your last chance for a good push. Good coordinated push anyway. Of course, you can have these crazy discombobulated, uncoordinated pushes towards the 30-second mark, but that's not what we're looking for here. And now Epsilon, big frag. That's the second as well, as Mek and Jeeka just raining down terror. There is a presence on the staircase. It is Smasher, and he's going to be causing havoc if Mek doesn't get away from him soon enough, and I think he's got the necessary backup in place.
That's right. I mean, David did just that earlier on, getting a 2-piece from that vantage point there. So these teams, I was thinking more of those ACWs and stuff like that, so a little bit better at range than sometimes these aces. So they use that to hold down that vantage point, keep mid fairly pacified and stay safe themselves in the process. And you can see now, straight towards it, fairly accurate David is, as he does pick up Hunter, but his team is falling by the wayside. Now that's a little bit far to fall. He seems to have caught himself on the way down, so No dramas there at all, and the bomb is sitting right in that middle house. Yeah, it's dangerous to go up there and get that one.
I feel like that favour's leaked, like in every way, shape or form. It either delays the push from Epsilon, or it means it's easy enough to access for them on the counter push.
All right, now Elite not really opting to come forward. They can see that bomb moving, so they know that it's dropped down in the hands of Mayek, so they will be sort of scurrying now to just be able to receive him. There you can see Zam, good position there. He does spot him out. He's not actually going to connect onto him through the bars. Hard to make those shots sometimes. Mayek still wondering where he's going to go with this one. He was hoping maybe Hunter could clear things out from Hexus and Jika on the top side here as well, but they have been locked down a little bit here. With 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this round, this may go to a stalemate.
It certainly could. I think there's one man that's going to cause most of the havoc, and that's actually going to be... Oh, hang on. Hunter got revived, found a frag as well. Q does, in the meantime, find Hexus, but this is it. This is the body of the push starting. We said 2 minutes, and bang on 2 minutes, the push begins. Trying to find a way into A. That's actually a pretty open site because of their earlier pushes. Epsilon have some sort of flexibility. But here they come, desperately trying to find the equalizer. And actually going for a... Oh, I was going to say they're going for a little bit of a mix-up, but he turns around. He's happy, his team, and gets control of A, and they're happy to just turn around and accept that one as their final target.
Epsilon have great control to get that bomb plant down there. David, oh! No, he didn't stop it. No, he's still got planted there as well. But I don't know how much of Epsilon's going to be left by the time the smoke clears here. Hexus was the last man in the squad, and Q will clean him up.
That is... I was about to say the word again. I'm not going to say it. It rhymes with inane. As I just have to say it, because this is going to be a game to remember, folks. Already, we are seeing Leet try and keep Epsilon down, and they've done just that with that retake. 5 bodies dropped in the same amount of seconds, and now we just have to watch as the final 60 seconds do tick away before we turn our attention to half number 2. Having a look at the map, I think there is probably maybe one good push left in them. I can see the bomb on the way in. It's in the hands of Smashu, and he's got enough ground to cover in the final 50 seconds.
Well, time is ticking down right now, and it has to be a decisive strike right at the heart of Epsilon's territory here for Lead if they want to make any more happen. Maya picks up David and sends him absolutely packing, and it looks like Smashy just backing away on this one, just maybe holding on to it. They're happy with the 1 MCOM lead.
Yeah, they're going to be happy. They're going to accept that lead, not want to kind of completely allow any sort of room for the final 30-second push, and they're just going to be keeping the bomb safe in their control, as that's going to be a first half win in every sense of the word for Epsilon. More frags, 47-44, and that MCOM destruction. And we're going to be seeing a very tense second half now. Let's not forget, though, I mean, it's only earlier on this evening where we saw Infamous coming back from that very similar position.
This is close stuff. This really is after that first round. But, I mean, Epsilon were very, very strong in their second half after they had carved out a first half advantage. So now we've seen them for the first time tonight actually going into a second half at a score deficit here as Leet maybe showing us a little bit of a reason why they managed to take down Fnatic. I mean, say what you like about the circumstances surrounding the game, but Lead are looking very, very strong here. Up against a team who I was sort of beginning to start to think was going to be the next big thing, I guess, the big giant killers. This team, hey, they're not new players, but they are new in this formation here, and they're doing some serious work.
I think that is going to be the fairy tale of today's Cup, of this kickoff of our winter season for the ESL 1 Battlefield 4. It's just quite simply... Where did this team kind of form? At what point was this decision made that, okay, guys, let's give this a go? Who was the one doing the recruitment? There's so many questions that I plan to provide answers for coming up with the next stream. In fact, no, it'll be you and Jason who'll be able to provide those answers, because that's something that we need to know. We need to find out where this team came from and whose idea it was to form this team with these individuals. David, Smashu, Safe, Zam, and Q. It does feel very odd to read those 5 out on the same team.
Yeah, especially the inclusion of Q there as well.
Yeah, odd.
Okay, I think he's
Polish.
I think he's Polish. Yeah,
Polish 17-year-old who's like just kind of been picked up by this group of other Europeans who all just seem to kind of have been forged by someone. And I have my eyes on David and Safe.
Well, I mean, if there's ever going to be any kind of instigator, I wouldn't put it past David to do that. Maybe sipping margaritas by the pool, they devised their plan to
world domination.
Well, pretty much. Well, starting with ESL 1 Battlefield 4, maybe world domination after that. We'll see, but there are still a few more rungs of the ladder to climb for them here, and this game is... Well, definitely one of them now. They are at an advantage here. They go into the second half with that 1 MCOM advantage. And, you know, we see some grindy play sometimes on Operation Locker. Very, very hard for teams to, you know, really get out in front of each other now, especially on this game type. So, you know, that's just the way it is. So maybe 1 MCOM in their hand is worth 5 in the bush, as it were, when it comes to this map.
Australian through and through. I'm in love with it. But no, we are... I think that's actually kind of an intriguing one regarding whether or not they're going to continue to grow. Are we looking at anomaly? I love to speculate, and that's exactly what we are doing here. But getting to the grand final in your first showing of the new season is nothing to be sniffed at. That's the kind of bottom line, and we're going to leave it at that as it's time for our second half of our first map here in the grand final of the ESL 1 Winter kickoff season. I'm obsessed with kickoff.
You're a host, you know that. Like the host that has to remember all those.
But do you know why? Do you know why? It's because I was like, oh no, I've said too much. We haven't quite timed it perfectly. But yeah, this is the kickoff of our ESL 1 Winter season, and already we've seen Elite take the lead. It was first MCOM destruction in the first half. Now let's see if Epsilon can fight back.
All right, well, we see the push now in towards the middle as first standard, and no players out towards the outside here for Epsilon. Maybe they just want to take control of mid and work from there. They're not wasting any time and pushing straight on in. They've gone past their own sort of area now, but this could work against them here. Is Smashy there to get that first kill. Zam is up in a good vantage point as well. Shots are going to be going back and forth over here on the floor, but Horek does get the better of Smashy now as well. Epsilon starting to get themselves forward bit by bit. They have the bomb in hand as well. They have the players on the ground, but will it be enough to secure them a push towards a bomb site here now as Jake has already made his way through. He's going to get the flank. This is brilliant. He does get the kill over towards Zam as well. This might open things up for Epsilon as Horek also takes down Anti-Q. They are in now the enemy side of the map, and they've left Safe sitting in the middle tower with smoke in his face. He could do nothing but sit and just well, wait for it to clear. He's been nullified. He has been completely kind of basically removed, almost better so, because it means his positioning is even worse than if he had died. And the bomb does go down. Epsilon are making this a real grand final. The bomb goes in early, and they already started to take control. Enter-Q bites back, though. The man from Poland is trying to prove his worth, and he's done so already. Hexis gets one. Hunter as well. They're all fighting back. Kind of tit for tat is the word I'm looking for. Hexis. Last man standing.
Last man standing.
It does have the spawn in as well, and it does go straight towards him, so Mike is getting himself on the side here, but if this gets defused, they could be caught out here. A lot of people spawning in on this one here. Can they get the defuse? Yes, they do. Elite manages to secure that one there, and Fearless takes down Jika there, so Safe doing well considering he was the only guy there, but it wasn't long before he went down, and the bomb is replanted. And that is because purely Epsilon spawned in riskily to that situation. I mean, yeah, kind of congratulations to them for stopping the bomb from going down, but the haste in which that bomb was replanted is insane. I've said it again. See, I don't think anyone would notice until you pull yourself up on it. Yeah, no one knows. I'm just putting myself up on it because it'll hopefully stop me from doing it. I'm just I'm self-remedying here. Is that like self-medicating? Is that the same thing? Yeah, no, you provide a remedy for yourself. My remedy is calling myself out. That's Safe. And Jika going head-to-head. It does look like the second plant was all it took, and we are going to be seeing a level playing field for our first map here on Operation Locker. This has been very, very quick. Far quicker than we saw early on. 2.5 minutes into this half, and we do have an MCOM detonation coming out from Epsilon. And it wasn't just, it wasn't luck, that's for sure. They pushed in, they had a plan. It was a beautiful flank by Jika on towards Zam that set that one up from the very beginning. So, you know, Elite now have to just dust their shoulders off a little bit here and just keep moving forward now. Safe again, caught up in this middle tower here. Don't press the E button, bro, if you don't want to be banned. Definitely looking for targets here to pick up. And well, this was kind of Epsilon's plan earlier on. Epsilon wanted to flood in towards middle and take that bomb, and it seems to have worked out. An absolute treat for them. Yeah, I mean, that was a necessity at this point. You wanted to get an early equalizer so that you have plenty of time to try and forge a win off the back of that. And Epsilon have done just that now. Bomb straight up in the middle. This is where usually that higher ground can cause a whole lot of havoc, and doesn't look like it's going to be happening just yet. I think you can see the bomb has been retrieved by Hunter, and he's straight away getting in towards that staircase. Oh, I tell a lie. Spoke too soon. He was going to go for the higher ground, but this time he's finding a different form of it as he goes and positions himself where Safe got locked out not too long ago. David with his second frag of the half so far. Anti-Q just going to have to back away from this sort of central area. David wasn't able to hold control there from those stairwell here into the bomb. Now it's solidly in Hunter's hands here. I mean, you kind of make a sitting duck out of yourself in that middle tower, but when it's so open, you have to cross open ground to challenge that position. It's actually quite well defended. And with the rest of Epsilon players waiting there as well, looking at all the angles, well, they had the advantage there. And, you know, Hunter was able to take flight for a moment now, but Enter-Q is going to be able to cut down Zam as he tried to push straight on through. Or was it Zam? No. So it was one of the Epsilon players. There's the bomb. Enter-Q sees it. Fires a little bit too late there as well. And chance for Hunter now. He's looking back in that direction. No time being... well, they're not wasting time. I guess. But they're definitely not rushing this one.
I think the word is biding. They are biding their time.
I like it.
I'm trying to get an entry, and I think that's most definitely what it has to be described as here, because this is the stalemate. This is where you can't find a way in through the higher or the lower ground, and this is what happens when you try. Bomb goes loose, and immediately that damage was caused. Hunter now sleeping with the fishes. He's going to be joined by Enter Q. Switch to his pistol v rifle, and he's not stopped just there. Horex fought back, but he's still kicking. Jika as well finally does eliminate Enter Q, and that bomb is going to be back in Epsilon control. Just David left standing for that near squad wipe.
All they need to do is one MCOM detonation to win the game. Doesn't matter now what happened in the first half after they got such an early detonation in this round here. And we're just under halfway in this round here as well. So 4 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this one. Now, bomb does go down there. Zarm and David combining nicely, and we do see David now going to maybe head towards that bomb. He's going to check and see if the road is clear, perhaps. 4 minutes, 43 seconds. Can he get this kill? Yes, that was an important one there. Hunter trying to camp on the bomb. It doesn't pay off, and we can see David could push away with this one here, and Smash is not far behind him. Everyone's spawning in on David. I think the guys from Lead realize that this is it. Time to push, trying to make a really decisive strike towards enemy territory and see if they can get that bomb down.
5 members of Epsilon just bombard on towards A as well, though. So this is it. This is their chance, and David is not going to quite go down without a fight. Did connect some bullets, but not enough. Neither really managing to do enough damage to change the numbers from 5 versus 5. Zamp takes a beating, going to be happily regenerating while his team starts to try and find a way in. The first blood is drawn, though, in this 5 versus 5. It's going to be Hunter trying to change that as Mayor, because he goes down as well. And this, my friends, looks like Leaked have hit a brick wall with the title Epsilon, as Jika and Hunter are the 2 remaining to keep that bomb away from their sights.
So Hunter there just trying to go for the pickup. Doesn't quite connect there. I was going to look for the second opportunity as Jika does take out Safe. Bomb is dropped, and Epsilon are all around it here. And yes, they have managed to stem the flow and keep Leap from pushing in on towards their side.
Then going to be loose. That's Enter Q's frag that does bring that home and puts it back in control of Leet. 3.5 minutes, and they're still in that middle area. Everything kind of riding on this one. This would take us into overtime if nothing happened from now. Epsilon's first from the first half, and then the response from Leet. Or rather, the other way around, excuse me, vice versa.
I feel like Epsilon is a bit stronger right now. I think after the way they started, they definitely made a statement in this second half, and there's no doubt that they're out for blood here. But one good push might be all it really takes at the moment here for Lead to actually take the win away here. All they need is... Well, because they only get 1 MCOM detonation and a half, the game won't end, of course, when they get this one down, or if they get this one down, but still puts them out in the lead. There's only a couple more minutes left to bleed down there. That nade didn't quite go where Hunter would have liked it to, and he can't go through the doorway quite yet, but still Epsilon doing work even without Hunter there. Bomb goes down. They've completely and utterly squad wiped Lead, and this is their push now. They can just run for this one and try and get a plant down. We've seen it happen before. That B side is open as well. They're going to have to push a little bit further, but they can still get there in time. The spawn's only just now coming in for Lead.
This is going to be a bit of a rat race. They need to get on that site fast. I think they have just enough time if they want to try and get that bomb down. You can see they are going to be panically rushing on all fronts to try and get some sort of leeway rather, as they've changed their mind. They've gone all the way, they've pushed all the way up towards C. That's really interesting. Beautiful. And it's going to be complete. Look at that. You can see the preparation they had. There was 2 members from the elite side preparing themselves on the A flag. Little did they know it was C they set their sights on.
Great little adaptation there as well. The 1-for-1 is traded in. David won't get taken down ultimately by Hexus there, but look at this. The bomb is down, and Epsilon are swarming all over it right now. They can just hold so well. Mayak looking the wrong way, but he's going to hear Safe try and push around the corner. It's not going to be enough, though, as Safe does get that kill. He pushes forward, but Horek makes it a 2-piece there, and he's a bastion of strength right now for Epsilon, and it's impossible by the looks for Leak to break through.
Let's see if anything can come of it then. Smashu did find one. David is on the warpath as well. It's just Horek and Hunter as they are going to be going for the defuse. David is the one who's trying to bring this one home. It should most definitely be a guarantee. The bullets are raining in, but there's no angle they can hold, and we are going to see the defuse come in. Epsilon were just a fraction of a second away, and David is the man to relinquish that threat from the battlefield.
David did well to come in from the backside there, got 1 kill, and it doesn't seem like anyone from Epsilon was there to do with it. And almost we saw a Converse squad wipe here.
Hang on a second. Look at this. 60 seconds. They could definitely get that bomb over towards A. It would come down to fragging, though. You'd need a frag or 2, and I'm not going to rule the possibility of this happening.
Epsilon was set up.
Don't you dare, David. I thought he just saw him turn away. I thought he's given up. They had time. They had time. He hasn't anymore. as he has put himself up on towards that middle ground. I think they're just going to be happily taking this into overtime.
I think David's just going to stand around and contemplate his navel right now with that bomb in hand. He doesn't want to give it over. Fearless, safe. Why do you want us to be safe? Come on.
What is this name?
Seriously, I just... Anyway, Safe gets gunned down there. NTQ still on his feet for the moment. He does manage to take down Mike. The response comes back in very quickly, though. But the bomb just being ping-ponged around a little bit now. Maybe there's still a chance here, but with Epsilon managing to pick that one up and push out, I don't really know if it's going to happen. It's so hard to follow people. They're all dying so quickly now. But a lot of frags in this half as well. You can see 53 deaths, 46 deaths on both sides. So it's been very fierce fighting for the entirety of the half.
Yeah, and Epsilon have led the fray by quite a margin. I think 14 or 15 frags are separating the two teams, and already nothing else. And in terms of MCOMs, I think I might be seeing a plant going down. Oh, it was Smashy. He did such a good work as well. It was all onto Horek. And actually, hang on a second. 2 seconds. He could have had no time to get the bomb down. That's going to be the conclusion. And we do see ourselves going into overtime on our first map of the Grand Finals.
So, our second overtime of the night.
Yeah.
This one now, obviously, where it really counts is first map. I mean, it's only the first map as well, so the winner of the overtime now still has to win that next one.
The following, yeah.
But, I mean, having a look at the scoreboard as well, good game for Smashy there. Really, really good. 17 and 10 for him. But Epsilon, it's really funny, actually, because they had a very lackluster first half. They just woke up in the second half, like they have done a fair few times.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that first push for them. Maybe if they can succeed on that initial push and convert it, they can go a lot better, because it seems like they didn't really get into pole position on that first half, but they wasted no time in the second.
Yeah, I mean, that was... I'm going to use it one more time. I don't want you to ready yourself for it. That was insane. Honestly, this is a grand final. I'm really, really ready to cast all 3 maps. I want 3 maps. I want it right now, and I do hope that we see a good overtime as well, because there is this slight problem where you can encounter with an overtime where someone just gets that bomb down so fast that you almost know it's over. You almost can guarantee that there's no way they can beat that time, and I do hope we have a real level, balanced overtime. Can they, or you know, maybe one team's going to surprise us with one of those ridiculous runs, or, you know, the other word, which I'm not saying anymore, ridiculous, just spastic straight through and getting that bomb down in the first minute.
Oh dear. Well, I mean, as we said as well, an MCOM detonation in the first half will create potentially a sudden death scenario as well, that you have to plant the MCOM. Sometimes we do see teams get an MCOM plant right at the end of a round, and and that's probably not as big a deal. It doesn't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. The other team just needs to get one at any point. So, I mean, you know, there are a lot of things to sort of consider. Obviously, you're always at an advantage if you do get at least that one detonation, but you can metagame around a little bit on this stopwatch mode here. But undoubtedly, the teams that are the most aggressive, the most proactive, they usually are rewarded.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt in that we're gonna be kind of hoping to see one of those fast pushes from it was Leet who were being very successful with that. Epsilon, of course, did exactly the same thing. It feels like literally whoever team gets the first successful push, that's gonna be the victor. Doesn't matter how much more time we play. Like the first successful push, we saw Leet get it in the first time. They got the bomb down and boom. Climbing back from deficit doesn't seem to be in either of these teams' repertoire. You start well, you finish well.
That's right, yeah. And, well, that's the thing as well. We have seen, what we probably will see, both of these teams have to do that. We saw Epsilon have to climb back from a deficit in the first half. I mean, this could go either way as well. Now we go back to an even playing field, and that also is interesting. Psychologically, it also has its own importance as well. So, obviously, back on Operation Locker, we now have a 5-minute counter. That is our stopwatch mode here, as we do wait for the teams to get themselves readied up to head onto the battlefield. And yeah, I want to see some aggression. Both these teams, individually and collectively, are excellent players, individually speaking. You know, you have some teams where you have, like, some players maybe aren't supposed to be big fraggers. They're the tactical minds, they're the cool heads, they're the morale boost. Both of these teams have some very, very strong players. In fact, they all are.
Yeah, you know, I can't name one player who I don't feel like belongs here.
Sorry, guys.
They're golden players. I describe them as golden players. I'm just waiting for them to kick off in with this one. I love that NTQ is still donning the Penta tag.
He is.
Like, he's still representing the team that did actually get bested just by Epsilon, their opponents, in this grand final.
Yeah, that's right. Penta were interesting today, really. They weren't as potent we maybe expected them to be, or we've seen them in the past. Maybe now that everyone is getting on the same sort of level as them, sort of catching up with them in their understanding now as we head into our second sort of season of the squad obliteration mode, maybe it's not enough just to have the know-how or to be the first to do something anymore. Maybe, you know, by now everyone's starting to cotton on, and they had to go for something new, something extra to give them the edge.
I think that's most definitely a possibility. I've always considered that you're never going to see like the main game mode, or main meta is the word I'm looking for, establish itself in the first season of any sort of change to game mode. Like, you're always going to see the game mode changes, people fiddle around for a season, they try and find what works. Some things stick around, but majority of it is done in those kind of second and third, where people really start to innovate. And I think innovation has already started to occur in terms of fragging. I mean, some of these guys are trying new strategies. Already we've seen a whole lot more of these kind of group pushes. That's something I was a real advocate for, as opposed to this bomb carrier behind us, 4 of us push up. It's more of a, we push as a unit of 3, you 2 are in the front. Like, it's very much this kind of more, there's definitely more of a numbers game being played by some of these guys already, just in the kick-off day of this ESL 1 Winter Battlefield 4 season.
Wow, we're about to jump into this one now, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to see who will come out on top in this first map. This is, of course, Stopwatch. This is, of course, Operation Locker. And whoever gets the fastest MCOM detonation will be the winner, and they'll take map 1.
Yeah, the clock starts now as they're going to be charging both headlong towards that bomb. Both teams desperate to get a good time on the board. Or, as we saw before, no time whatsoever. And it becomes this very scary, sudden deathmatch, scary mode.
What?
That's exactly what it's called. That's the official term.
It is double scary. It's
double scary mode.
Yeah. That's triple scary, though.
That's triple scary. Excuse me. As we are going to be tongue-twisting our way back into our middle area. We're going to be always going to start by seeing that bomb usually hit a bit of a hesitant tone. Yeah, there he is. Horek just sits in a corner as the early frags start.
All he has to do now is... Oh, a fair bit of action happening here. Teams moving back and forth, but Horek has the bomb in hand. But he's not moving with his team quite yet. Again, this is just a tough thing to clear people out of this choke point. Safe, already committing to it. Wants to go for the flank.
He could catch people out here.
This is so cheeky.
Caught a glimpse of someone. Whoa, that premature fire. Why? That's going to be really... He's going to be regretting that one for a while to come.
Could have made a lot more out of that opportunity. There's no doubt about it there. Definitely a sense of disappointment around that frag. So let's have a look, though, as the bomb is in Horek's hands, and he's moving up to the bomb side. He's got completely behind Leak. This is ridiculous. This is that multi-level sort of scenario that we're talking about there. Now, the bomb is dropped. He did eventually get taken down. His team wasn't there with him. And Hunter now is just going to have to cower behind a box for a while, get a bit of health back, and go back for this bomb. It's still on the bomb side. It's still danger zone. Very much so for Leak now. They have to clear this out.
And it's just quite literally back and forth. Look at these numbers just changing. Finally, it does look like Leet have gone down to a manageable chunk. It's just 2 of them left. But still, that bomb is going to be starting to get planted. What can they do to deal with it? Enter-Q is on the scene. He's going to be trying to hold that initial push, and it does look like he's going to be kind of babysat by Smasher, as both of them need to get in on that site fast. But look how aggressive these 5 players from Epsilon are. They have completely evacuated the site and have pushed up.
I'm completely floundering at trying to actually keep track of these guys on my minimap. It is very hard to do. Kills are going back and forth, but there it is. Zam is the last man standing right now. And what's he going to do? Really nothing. I mean, he does get the kill towards Horek. He's going to be sort of caught up in this room right now, but there's no way he can get the defuse here. And Epsilon, they're looking good.
Yeah, there's no way to console them at this point, as they are most definitely going to be seeing a pretty damn good time put on the board by Epsilon. That is fine and dandy. 2 minutes 30. We're probably going to be seeing that one go down. And that is a solid start in this stopwatch mode.
I think Safe could take notes from that time. That was very, very good. You know, in the future, I think he and his team, you know, will definitely have to be hitting those main pushes within the first 2 minutes of the game here. Of course, he's taking note of it, of course, but
2:36 is the time. So yeah, you actually have to do some maths here. So 5 minus 2:36. So it's engineer Mitch.
Really?
Yeah.
264.
There you go. 264?
Yeah.
That's not right. So 3 minutes 4 seconds.
No. Whoa. Yeah, it is. 264. Add it on. So you have 436, then add 64, you have 5.
Okay, you're speaking different language.
Well, so so you have to work out 5.00 take 2.36.
Yeah, but this is time, Mitch. This is time. 5 minutes minus 2:36.
I'm not reading that. I'm reading it as numbers, not
time. Yeah, I know. Which is why I was like 64. What are you chatting? 64.
Oh, fine. I guess it's 2:24.
There we go. Thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
God help us.
Okay, 224.
I'm getting frazzled. Like, it's seriously, like, these games are so intense. Trying to follow the action is like taxing my mental bandwidth.
Honestly, I feel very like Mitch has been a trooper this evening. He's been doing all of your observing, as well as your casting, as well as your hype. He is the man who's been working so tirelessly throughout this one. So a little bit of credit where it's due, while I struggle to do very simple maths. 224 then is going to be the target. That's going to be the one to keep your eyes on the clock. As soon as 224 passes, there is no way the MCOM can go down in the same time.
All right. It doesn't leave a lot of time at all for Leet. So, as I said, these early pushes have to be coming out. And these opportunities, like, for example, we did see, you know, Safe in a position to make a flank. He didn't really commit to it, didn't jump down into the hole, and he sort of took a little bit of a pot shot. Can you imagine the amount of disruption he could have caused if he'd actually managed to get that kill or more? He really would have been able to mix things up, and that's what we saw G do, actually, a very similar flanking maneuver, and it was what actually gave the MCOM detonation over towards Epsilon in our normal time. It was a very, very big play.
Yeah, it's gonna be really intriguing to see who takes this first map. As we said before, there's both teams have this kind of air of when we succeed, we continue to succeed. I haven't seen the comeback story just yet from either of these, but to be fair, they haven't been given the opportunity to do so. Maybe this is their chance to prove their worth in a comeback scenario. Either way, though, it's going to be really intriguing to see who picks up this first win. It all comes down to time. Time is of the essence for this one.
Absolutely.
As 2:36 was when the bomb was planted in the previous map, so they need to get a better time than that in order to pick up victory here.
Yeah, so they really have no time to waste. And 2.5 minutes is not a lot in the grand scheme of this game as well. The amount of time it takes to get from one side of the map to the other and all the rest of the stuff is a lot. It's not a small map. Yeah. It is a big map, and walking from one end to the other is costly. So, you know, if you think about it, it was a very quick plant from Epsilon in the grand scheme of things. We rarely see teams in normal time get those plants down at like 7.5 minutes or something like that. So that is just how quick it's been there. And now we are into our countdown for this one. Both these teams getting ready as well. And you can imagine sweat starting to bead on the foreheads of Leet as they realise they may have been able to take down Fnatic, but perhaps Epsilon are going to be proving to be more of an opposition.
They most definitely could be. As you can see that lovely little doodle on his arm. I think that's a Teemo he's rocking on his arm. Look at that. Representing across all different genres of games. That's an Epsilon logo. Oh, see, there's only one man who's actually deviating from the pack. And he's killed himself.
It was Horek as well.
He was really upset that he didn't put the right arm logo on his arm.
Probably one of the guys that bleeds blue and white more than anyone else in his team with the without the logo. Brilliant. Anyway, we're into this one now. Time is 5 minutes. That's how much we have in this round, and they must get a plant quicker. 2.36 minutes. 2 minutes 36 seconds, actually.
So, let's get back into the action already. Time has begun to tick down. 20 seconds, that's gone. They're starting to appreciate every second they have now, as things are starting to get deep for the elite side as they realize that every second counts. And look at Zam. Hang on a second. He could actually come behind them if he pushes completely through this, completely unfazed.
He might.
He could. He most definitely could.
Bomb now being picked up very, very quickly for Epsilon. They just want to keep it away from Leet. They want to hold on to it, and they do not want to give it up here. And you can see Jake is going to be more than happy to actually push on with this one here. So Epsilon not playing passive for a second. They're coming forward. And where is Leet to defend this one at all? It's only Safe who's the only guy who's remotely close. The rest of his team is either dead or out of position. Q gets to spawn back in. I'll bit my tongue. That hurts. But the bomb is planted now, and it's time to see if Leet can face some music. Yeah.
I physically heard you bite your tongue. That was an experience. Oh, Mitch, have a drink of water. As I will discuss what's going on here. It does look like they've managed to kind of go to some degree of damage control. Mayek is picking up frags. Not going to be able to do too much. The defuse is coming in. I can see the digits being pulled apart by one man only. It was Sam. Now Smasher on the counter push.
You know, like digits pulled apart.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he was doing. As that's how you dismantle a bomb.
Next time there's a bomb threat here in Cologne, because we often do have like the old World War bombs. I want you to pull it apart.
I'll let them know. I'll let them know.
I want you to do it.
My Battlefield 4 experience has served me well. Hang on a second, 3 minutes 11. The bomb was going down. Not sure if they're still holding it. They are. This would be it. This would be a successful counter push from Lee, and they could very well pick up the victory here on map 1 in stopwatch overtime.
They're all over it. Epsilon are all over this one now. Look at how many players they have in position. It's just Zam, actually the last man in squad with no frags in this half at all to hold on. Can he do it? Is there any sort of defuse attempt going? No. Maybe they baited him into this one. Maybe they waited for it. Zam doesn't get the kill on towards Hunter. They may actually be able to do this one now. Epsilon are flooding in. Mayak is on the bomb. Can he do it? He's getting the defuse right now. Will it be taken down? Yes, but will it be enough? David with the triple. Enter with the double. It's a full house of kills. A full squad wipe for Epsilon. And I think Lead have done it.
That revive as well. He just goes on a spree. There was one man up. Q goes in medic mode, brings 4 men back from the dead, and Leet have done it. They have cobbled together some players, they've cobbled together some rounds, and they pick up map 1 in this grand final.
I cannot believe it. That was an incredible turnaround there. I mean, that was correct, wasn't it? I mean, Leet did get the plant first. Well, earlier.
I mean, yeah, they did. That's absolutely right. They pick up the victory there. That was 3 minutes something they picked it up. There was 2 minutes 30 the target, so almost beating them by 30 seconds in order to getting that bomb down. And we do see Leet pick up the first map. That is, I mean, this could not be a more exciting, a more exhilarating grand final. We just went to stopwatch overtime, second half, 3 minutes of map 1. 2 more maps to come.
And
potentially.
And Q and David had to 2v5 to hold on there.
Yeah.
David with the 3 Ps.
Was it Zam who was just waiting? He was like edging, just wait for the spawn. Spawn, go peek. Yeah, that was crazy.
Absolutely down to the wire stuff there. I'm completely exhausted, but obviously very excited to see what our second map is going to have. Now, these 2 teams are closely matched as well, and if you're Epsilon, you've got to be so frustrated to have that one snatched away from you. To start off with, for what we thought was a fairly early plant, a good time, to have that snatched away by half a minute or so, it's not a lot. It's even in stopwatch time, it's not much at all.
No, it really isn't. That's, I mean, just minor increments picking up the victory there. 30 seconds being the kind of magic that they needed, and that's going to be really quite exciting as we do go into our second map. It's going to be on Zavod. First time we've seen Zavod today, Mitch.
It is. It used to be a favourite of Epsilon. They used to pull that out quite frequently, and they were the ones actually at our spring finals who opted to spawn players in later once they saw what the enemy was sort of doing. So a little bit cheeky.
Okay.
Still within the rules as far as we understood there, but I did ask him in the interview. I said, so why is Mayak not spawning in until later on? He's like, well, actually, we wait to see when we push from the south to the north. We wait to see who's going where. That was in domination mode, by the way, so different now.
Changes up a
But
bit.
again, this is a well-known map for both of these teams. Safe was, at the helm of Epsilon during that time. Now he's fighting against his own team. And you've got to wonder how much of his knowledge of these players he's going to be trying to use to get the upper hand.
Let's not forget that this was the map that has always been dubbed. Lauren, way back when I first joined ESL, the first time I'm looking at Battlefield 4, she goes, by the way, Zavod is Horek's map. That was literally her words to me, and this has always been something that he used to completely invest. When it was over in kind of domination, you'd see him kind of push towards the C flag. You know, right in that house, he'd make that whole area his own. Intriguing to see how that translates into squad obliteration.
Absolutely. We have seen Epsilon play on this one a few times as well. Jika was a player who loved to be the roaming flank player. He'd actually play around the outside of the building and try and sort of come up behind or just run sort of any sort of disruption tactic he possibly could there and just be that thorn in the side of his opponents. So we'll have to see now if he's going to be able to play in the same way. He a little bit quiet in the last map, really. I think Jika, he definitely wasn't a headlining player for the most part. He had that lovely flank in the first half that actually did translate into an MCOM detonation, but outside of that, has been a little bit subdued. So a chance now for him to sort of lift a bit. The old Russian tanks here. I do love Zavod for that.
You know your tanks well. I thought I was quite proud of myself for knowing like Tiger Tank, and that was pretty much about where my knowledge stopped.
These are T-54s.
T-54, which stands for like, what's the T? Like tier?
Don't know.
Just T.
Something Russian.
Something Russian.
Because some like the Chinese tanks weren't called T-54s, called like Type 54.
Okay.
God knows why. So, I don't know. I have no idea about tank things. But if we have any war historians in the chat, they could probably...
that would be cool. I mean, I used to do, like, model planes. That used to be my thing.
Yeah.
I used to do, like, I used to have a Spitfire and a Lancaster bomber and everything. painted all nicely, or as nicely as an 8-year-old could paint.
Yeah, I was bad at that stuff as well. I tried when I was a kid, but I've never had steady hands at all. I'm too fidgety, too jittery.
I'm not a surgeon. I could never be a surgeon, I'll tell you that much. Unless I was like... I struggled sometimes to cut a straight line on a piece of paper, never mind using a scalpel.
Yeah, I couldn't colour in the lines either. That's just me there.
You know what?
That's how you fail grade 1, by the way.
Who colours in the lines? You know, that's what those conformists do. We're too cool for colouring in the lines. We make our own colours, our own lines. I don't know. I was trying to get really deep there.
There are no lines. There are no boundaries.
Oh, that's
oh my god! I'm actually going on a lovely tour through the country here.
Slow the camera down. We'll go drive back nice and slow while we do wait for the guys to drive. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's beautiful. So while we do take a tour through the country, we'll take you a tour through the rosters. As you may have just joined us, this is Leet. This is this new formation of players, unsponsored by an organization, just here to frag, body bag, and have a good time. Zam, Fearless, Interq, David, and Smashu comprise their roster. And on the other side of things, for Epsilon, why don't you walk us through Mitch?
Of course, Epsilon will be featuring Hexus, Hunter, Horek, Mayek, and Jika. And it's definitely been proven to be a strong lineup. They've got to be smarting after having victory snatched away from them in that last map. But Zavod, well, as you said, it is Horek's map. A chance for them to get one back and maybe take it to a third and deciding map. It is a best of 3 in our finals here. Normally at LAN, we take it to best of 5. But we thought for those of you who need to sleep, we keep it
sleep is for the weak. Locker, Zavod, and Siege is up. So our third is Siege, if we need it.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. I really am.
Looking forward to it. So someone is calling it a 3 map.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, me too.
Even you said beforehand, you're hoping that this is going to be a 3 map affair, and I'm definitely right there with you. I'm getting the teams getting set up now where the countdown time is running out. And we're going to jump into this one here as well. You know what? I'm going to roll out with Horek. I want to see exactly what he is going to try and do for us here on this one. Putting a lot of pressure on him now, Caster's Curse and all. So obviously on the map of Zavod, the bomb does actually spawn here. In another neutral position, not unlike Golmwood, except at the south this time. Teams have to fight over this area, take control of the bomb, and then run it up into the complex of buildings.
That's actually quite an interesting parallel you've drawn there from Golman to Zavod. I haven't quite considered that, but the setup does seem quite similar to an extent. A little bit more linear, and you are going to see Horek finally get there with 4 bullets left in the chamber. He is going to be able to pick up first blood, and that's going to be 1 man down. David is forced to watch for a while. It does look like Epsilon are going to go ahead and pick up the bomb. Jika is going to be our first runner, and let's not forget how prominent Jika was with those 2 fast plants in his previous game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is maybe less linear than an operational locker, for example, where the bomb is literally placed between the 2 points. We have more of a triangular, I guess, setup here, where you sort of have to go out towards the periphery to get the bomb first. Yeah,
and actually something that also needs to be kind of highlighted about Zavod is when you get a plant on B, you also have to be so conscious that if that plant is not successful, C is just an inch away, and you're going to be seeing a lot of replants going back and forth.
Those turnovers going back and forth. It's crazy. It literally takes, mate, 5 seconds to get between those. I mean, it's very, very easy for teams, if they're on the ball at least, to do that one here. But the bomb is in the hands of Epsilon. Jika is the man, cutting his way through that chain fence. Now he's going to set himself up here. So he's actually, honestly, putting his team fairly wide here. And Interq does have the sort of ability to spot this out as he's sitting up in the back here. But most of Epsilon are just inching their way forward here, drawing a line 45 degrees as they move up.
So Jika doesn't look like he's going to be committing to a bomb anytime soon. Smashu's the one who's just lying in wait. It does feel like the majority of Leet are just kind of hanging about. They're just ready, waiting for the bomb to come to them. They're not looking to take the bomb out of their hands. They're just saying, bring the bomb to us, then we'll do the rest. At this point, Jika then is going to be going to the corner. This is the most exposed part of Zavod. If you can kind of see Jika now, you can see that he's actually trying to find cover in the form of the tanks. But as soon as he has to try and cross, that street is deadly. And I wouldn't be surprised if anyone, look at that, anyone kind of makes that more difficult than he should be for Leet.
Smashy does go down there to Hexus. Now it seems like Epsilon are starting to push their way in. Hunter with one as well. Horek, as we said, 3-0 already. And Hexus will finally go down, but Horek should be able to get the kill. Might be able to go for the res, as he does. Bomb does go down as Jika falls, but still, I mean, it's been very efficient and effective trading right now for Epsilon into this one. They come out with a 2-man advantage in the spawns. Now coming in from Leet, but still a lot of time here for Epsilon to set up as David's forced outside of that container, flushed him out, and they've cleaned him up.
Now, Giga is going to be getting that bomb down. This is, oh, I say that, he's going to get some scrutinizing fire, but he does manage to get away with it. Oh, and slips in between the two tanks. Smoke covers his position. There's rockets going left, right, and center because they have no idea where this man is hiding, and you can see how little Safe knows about this. He's still looking for cover. And finally, Giga just emerges from his hidey hole, and it's going to be picking up that frag. This is a nice spot and a nice plant from Epsilon.
GK is very low right now, and he's just trying to take his time to heal up, but he will go down. As you can see, it's Smashy that comes in to deliver the crushing blow. But Hexus is close by as well. The entirety of Epsilon are as well. It's about winning these 1v1s, though. That's the important part. It's only Horik and Hexus left right now. The defuse is underway. They can't get the interrupt here. That's very ambitious play towards this bomb site, actually. It's normally the last one we see teams go for. I mean, you can control it quite nicely from the hillsides here if you want to get the plant down. And C, of course, because it's so close here. But look at NTQ doing pretty much what we said before, trying to run that bomb across towards B.
Yeah, trying to kind of bounce back with a vengeance as looks like it's going to be going pretty damn well. Look at this Epsilon. They're just going to go ahead and say, all right, GK, you failed once. Let's see if Horik can do it, as he's going to be charging on towards the A site. See, tell a lie, as I rushed so I didn't make a nasty noise on the microphone. But 6 minutes on the clock. This is our second plant already on Zavod. This pace has already turned up from what we saw just a map prior.
Watch what they're doing as well. You can see GK is also just trying to aim underneath, through the holes and stuff. You can actually aim underneath the machinery here. Super hard to defuse this bomb after it's planted because you could always be seen. You can look under those. Hey, I'm going to show you. Stuff it.
Do it, man.
I'll show you later on. I'll show you if I can in a moment here. As David now getting there under these machines here, you can see people like this.
But the one problem is you can't see them when you're dead, and that's where this kind of comes in. You're going to be seeing the hunt really begin for the defensive members of this bomb. Time running out, though, and actually GK's gone on the defensive mission. He isn't going to be able to survive Safe's G18, but it does look like they have found the first destruction of the game. It's going to be Leet, then, who have to play from a deficit, as Epsilon, courtesy of Horik, are going to be getting the first destruction.
And that's just it. You know, Epsilon could play from the outside of that enclosure inside there and just sort of do what they wanted. Just wait, I guess, for people to rock up and try their hand at defusing. And yeah, you saw it. Horik, and it was Jika as well, getting aggressive on towards the defuser and making it almost impossible to do. So bomb will spawn down here. You can see Horik was well and truly ready for this one here. Very southern location. And he'll be able to crawl up and make his way towards that bomb. And no one really from is there. It's just Safe. Safe doesn't even want to go for the bomb. He wants us to catch the bomb carrier, but he has been spotted out, and he gets taken down by Hexus, and now bomb in hand for Hexus. And then Smashing now trying to replace Safe there and just waylay, just slow down the push here of Epsilon, and maybe even try and get the bomb off them here, but it's going to be very, very tricky. There are so many angles where people could be coming from here, so many trees and hills as well. It's undulating terrain, and it is very hard to cover all of your angles.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy either, as this bomb run is continuing in a very successful path for Epsilon. Taking down Smashu is a big step in the right direction, considering just how many frags he's picked up already. Accumulated 5 so far in this one, about a frag a minute. Of course, no comparison to what we saw from Fraud earlier for ENG.
And it was quite a long way ahead of that total. But still, neither of these teams are requiring one player to lift, although they would probably all could if they're called for it. Right now, it's all a very consistent effort being put in there. NTQ took down Hexus, so the bomb is put on the ground now, and Safe going to make his way underneath. But of course, his teammate was gunned down moments prior, and he knows that there is an enemy presence here. Smoke goes up. Safe taking his time, listening out for any sort of movement here. It's unlikely he's going to get pushed, and he doesn't. The bomb is just being taken out of there by Hunter, and they're going to make an evaluation, I guess, of the next most viable target.
Already, Epsilon in a pretty comfortable scenario. Horik was the one to get the bomb down in the first round, so
still here.
Oh, look at this.
He's being stalled out.
That's the second smoke. He's been completely locked out. He may as well not be in the server at this point, while 2 smokes do run out, and he hasn't moved a muscle. And Epsilon are considering whether they want to try and extend their lead or just play for time.
Safe tunnel visioning there a little bit on that part of the map. Not really sure why. Expecting maybe a push to come through there. He could see the bomb indicated through the wall, so hard to say where it was going to come from there when Hunter had it in hand, but now he's taking it towards the outside here, and you can see David is going to make the push up there, but they were ready for him the whole time now. You can see it. All these trades, by and large, are going in favour of Epsilon. It is 31 kills for them and 15 deaths. It's very, very advantageous for them right now, and they are just walking up and down. They're losing 1 player, and they're taking 2. Losing 2 players, and they're taking 3, and they're starting to take ground bit by bit as well. And there we go, NTQ. He's going to go down as well. Oh no, it was so David, sorry. Now I'm getting flustered. Woo! Woo! Plant time, baby.
I think it could be. I mean, he's going to get challenged down. You can see that Hunter is like, okay, A looks good to me at this point. Hurrick's on the clearing duty. He's already hiding for the hills, exactly as you said. You said it's going to be very difficult to hold once they do get their kind of foothold in the hills. And Hurrick does actually hit the deck. He knows there's going to be one man there. It was safe, but he's now gone. And with 2 minutes left, they've got plenty of time to kind of stabilize themselves, get frags, and get the bomb down. Tell a lie, bomb's going in right now, courtesy of Hunter. And actually, we're going to be seeing the second plant in a row. As, oh my god, I thought he was going to go for a defuse. David actually kind of starting to cause a bit of a nuisance, but he is exactly that as the revive comes in.
That res was incredibly important there. On the other side of the map, EnterQ and Safe do manage to pick up 2, but still an opportunity for Epsilon to set up. Look at this. How do you defuse this bomb when there are people watching you from the hills who are A, hard to spot, and B, in higher ground? Super difficult right now, and EnterQ's just trying to maybe get some frags, just buy some time. He's in a really, well, have a look at this. He's in the Crucible right now, a very forward position, has no teammates nearby. He will be able to take down Hunter. Will there be spawns to come in on him, or will there be a squad wipe? No, the squad wipe comes in, and that should all but secure this one for Epsilon.
And so Epsilon have fought right back, bit right back. They said, Elite, you get that one. You get Operation Locker after a hard-fought overtime. We're going to go ahead and start strong on Zavod. 2-0 then at the end of the first half. We did get word, by the way, from the admins, just to highlight how close that first map was in the overtime. The time difference, the Epsilon got the bomb down at 2:36. The bomb for Leet went down 2:34. There were two seconds between the two teams.
Well, we thought it was actually more than that.
We thought it much more than that, yeah, so we must have misread. But 2 minutes 34, so quite literally 2 seconds separating the victors of this game.
Well, you said Zavod was Horek's map.
Wow. 11 for 2. Like, how do you die so few times? That's the real question here. 11 for 2. In fact, two of his teammates aren't too far behind. Mayak and Hunter are sitting on 3 deaths, and you look at the other side of things, the lowest we're seeing is EnterQ on 6. So, yeah, you know, something we don't actually highlight too much, Mitch, is, hell yeah, they're fragging, but also if you're not dying, there's a whole lot of less pressure on your team. If you're not dying, if you're not waiting for spawns, if you're not begging for revives, you are bringing something to the team.
Yeah, straight out of the FPS Bible, get frags, don't die. And they've done it. It's almost like
tattooed on my body.
On each team, because you've got, I think between these two teams, you have the entirety of Epsilon that we saw at Gamescom. You have the whole squad.
You're right.
And I feel like you've got the half of the team that liked Zavod, and the other two, David and Safe, who didn't like Zavod, playing on different teams.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. I mean, both of those facts. The point that we have, like, Safe not like competing against his teammates. One of them loved it, one of them hated it. Like, oof. Okay, yeah. I don't know how we missed that. That's actually a really good point.
It's just like if you see what Epsilon were playing in recent times as well, this wasn't a go-to for them. This map was not a go-to map at all. So now maybe, you know, Horek, Mike being let off the chain, as it were, get to sort of play those maps that they want to play, a different mindset, a different paradigm, a different play style, I guess, for this new look Epsilon lineup. And I think it is different, I really do, because it, you know, when you have a player like David calling the shots and Safe as well, who likes to be more supportive, you can seem a bit more ponderous as a team, a bit more slower to you know, to sort of go for the throat here. The only thing I would say is that, you know, what happens if Epsilon, if their caller is just sort of having a bad day, are they going to lose their direction completely? Like, what is the, you know, what's the leadership structure like in that team? All of quite young players, if I'm honest here, young, skilled players, but still, you know, experience is something they'll be wanting to gain, and you know, I wonder about maturity as well. Obviously, David and Safe were, I won't say cooler heads in Safe's case, but definitely the older hands at the game.
Yeah, I think there's no denying that they were the kind of, not bad, I hate to say backbone, but they were definitely integral to what the structure that Epsilon wanted to work with. Like, that was what the Epsilon team wanted to be. It was definitely under the direction of both Safe and David. Now both of them departing for this new roster and leaving the others to kind of find something on their own. Majority of them mixing it up, picking up the new faces of Epsilon, and they're going to be, I mean, seeing Hunter play for them is quite exciting.
This is really interesting, actually. Only 3 players here for Leader actually spawning down by here. The entirety of the Epsilon squad are spawning towards the south where the bomb is. So, obviously, Safe and EnterQ just want to set up here in the north and prepare for something. Maybe they don't want to contest this bomb, but they've still committed 3 players to this, where Epsilon are fanning out.
First on the scene is going to be Mayak, because he's actually going to choose, like, he had the option for the higher ground. He wanted to go faster to the lower, but he's been spotted, and that does mean one thing, and that means he's going to get hunted like a dog, and that dog has been cooked by the nade, as we are going to be seeing Zam and Virep You're trying to be fast, fast food, and now we're going to be seeing the first minute pass with just the one frag so far.
Important not to point out as well that NTQ and Safe, when spawned from here, they both got wrecked immediately. Just completely shut down as they pushed across. So maybe not the wisest move to sort of split their forces so early on. But the bomb has been picked up. Yeah, there's a lot of fierce fighting over that one here. Smashu does get a revive as Horek does fall foul of his bullets. We'll probably look to pick this one up now as he trying to find that figure through the trees, and he does. Gets on towards Mayak there with the shots. Horek went down as well on periphery now. So surely he's a chance for Smashu to pick this one up. He's going to back up towards where his teammates are. NTQ there in wait. He's also regenerating his health over time now. And Lee can set up now for a push, but there's going to be a few roadblocks in the way. Maybe more than just speed bumps now as Hexus and Jika will be waiting to receive this push.
Okay. Slow and steady does it as that bomb is going to be, I was going to say under threat from Hexus, but no, David, nice defensive work from him. Does get the vital frag. Jika happy to oblige with the revive, and it's just going to be a little reviving trail as now he does get brought back from the dead as well. Bullets exchange, and oh god, finally Jika does find it. Merrick in the meantime onto Safe as well, and Epsilon. It's all coming up Epsilon as they pick up 3 members, now 4, as it's all onto Zam to avoid the squad wipe.
Well, Sam, what can you do from this position, really? It's a tentative one, if anything. And his teammates are able to spawn in on him, and thank God, because I don't know what I was going to say after that one. Save me from stuttering myself to death. And now Zam is out in front here. Most of his team actually fanned out, almost like a semicircle around the map here as well. But look at this, Horek has broken through, sneakily through those tanks. He has spotted Hexus. Oh, and look at that kill on towards Smashu as well. So he's in a great position right now near the A site. Maybe he's just trying to pave the way for the bomb to go there. But Hunter was carrying it. He now drops down. You can see it on your small screen there. Mayak will head in to scoop it up here. And is A an option? It might well be here. You can see the Epsilon have good control right now, but it's very close to the spawn here for Lee.
Not forgetting that Epsilon, of course, picked up a 2-0 in the first half. And so one extra plant here would secure victory. And it started now. Leet. Are we going to be seeing a third map? The answer to be provided in just 45 seconds' time. It's now Smashu looking to try and find a way to defuse this bomb. I think he's just going to be going for it. Look at him. Positions him nicely. Tucks himself in and... Where are you, Jika? Jika, where are you? No time for that. He's going to spot him, but it's all too late. What on earth was that decision? They had players there, Mitch.
They did and they didn't. Had a lot of Epsilon players who were already involved in their own sort of skirmishes at the time. They actually had a few down as well. I think they had 3 on the map. So, and they were all over here, 1, 2, 3. So I don't really understand that. They didn't really give much thought towards the bomb.
Yeah, it's almost like they forgot that they had the bomb down.
I don't know. I really don't know. But now, like, I mean, this is not bad. I mean, taking the bomb over towards here for Lee is a good idea. We saw it worked out really well for Epsilon in that last round. And Hunter, now as the last man in squad, does get a cheeky revive and has a spawn in on him. So Epsilon now rebuilding a little bit as the bomb is slowly carried over in this direction. But Smashy not wasting any time. Just backing up here. Doesn't want to throw himself into this one willy-nilly, as it were. And he's waiting. You can see Zam set up already close to that seaside. Will that be enough, though? Will that be enough to pave the way as he tries to push out? Because Hexus was there. Hexus was also able to take out Elite players. He pushed up those stairs. The aggression coming out from this guy. We're going to have to put it to good use now. And Mayak will clean up Smashu. Rip, boys. And Hexus now running and gunning.
See if they can find anything then. With Mayak at the helm, I mean, he's so vulnerable now. 20 points of health and they know exactly where you are. That's just asking for a nade to land on your face. Instead, it looks like bullets are going to be doing the job as he does get tanked up even further. Horek still doing damage, but no frags coming off it. It spoke too soon. Zam down. And this is just looking all bad for Leet. To now just 2 members remain. Their squad is taking a beating. And the bomb has gone down once again, this time on B.
All right, let's see now what the response is going to be like here, because this will be it, to be honest, for Leet now. If Epsilon can complete this one, they managed to turn things around. They themselves were in a fairly scary situation, but they've always been, always been in front, always seemed like they've been the better team on this map especially. It definitely doesn't seem like Zavod has been friendly to Leet at all. And now with the bomb down, you can see Epsilon just roving between these points here, just trying to clear them out. They're down to 3 players, but so are Leet.
Okay. Doesn't look like they're going to... find too much on the retake. Hexus and Hunter desperately trying to do something. Last man in squad. No, they're fully wiped. Leet should be able to get on that defuse, and they are. It's going to be Smashu who brings that one home. And a sigh of relief across the board for Leet as they are going to continue on to try and get... This is exactly what we're talking about. The rubber banding, the bouncing between the 2 sites. You get the defuse, you get the plant. And if they can get this, they would have about 3 minutes left to forge a second and pick up the win.
Jika, though, is close. He wants to make his way in. If that bomb does go down, has been now planted. So that was fairly quick. Off the back of that one, there's not really much you can do as well. If you get wiped in response and have the bomb defused, then yeah, on this map, absolutely, you can expect to have it planted on you. It's such a short distance between those two now as Hunter is quickly trying to get on the defuse. This is so hard to defuse from here, and that's what happens. That is exactly how you stop them. That's why it's just really, really hard to actually play from that side, because you always kind of should expect that side to get tacked, but down to 2 players on Leap, down to 3 on Epsilon here. Smoke comes up. That's the correct play. He's going to dodge 2 nades coming past. He will have time to get this defuse now as Horek is sitting on this one. But Sake comes in. This might be enough. He might have had the interruption there. David with a double as well. The defuse going to come out. Hexes. He's fighting against time. No! There you go. That's my sound effect
of the explosion as it is all done then for Epsilon, down to just Jika, and that's going to be not the equalizer, but one step closer. In order to take this into overtime, for our second overtime of this grand final already, we would need to see the comeback of a lifetime for Leet. And I say lifetime, they've only existed as a team for about 5 seconds, so let's see if they can do too much more with this one with just 3 minutes left on the clock. Let's not forget, they had just 5 in the overtime and they managed to get that bomb down. Let's see if they can do it again on Zavod.
So cheeky, wouldn't it be, to sneak 2 wins away from Epsilon here? You know, games that they really have no business winning from the positions that they are in, but I think maybe Lead might be in the business of winning games they have no business of winning. Let's see. As Hunter now pushing up in between these tanks, and David and Safe, brothers in arms, will be moving up now to try and stop this one out. They do know the bomb's approaching. They can see their indicator here, so David has a good idea of where it might come from, and Safe does get the pick up there. That will be scooped up unless Hexus has something to say about it, but dead men don't speak.
They do not indeed, and I'm looking to see how the counterplay from this one. They are going to be charging in if Leet get this bomb down. Oh no, Jika's down!
Don't spot him.
Zam! He had the Pika's advantage and everything, and now it does feel like we are going to be seeing another bomb go down. Safe, don't you dare. This would take us into overtime. This would take us into our second overtime of our grand final already. We're just 2 maps in. As now, it does look like he's actually taking his time with this one. I know he's got to get to B, but he's actually kind of deciding the more vulnerable route, it seems, at this point. And with only 2 minutes left, he has hit the brakes somewhat. I don't know whether that's tentative-wise or if that's tentative-foolish.
Well, he's just waiting now. As we can see, Epsilon have managed to push out towards his B side, and they do know that is where they need to be defending right now, amongst those tanks. Those T-54s. GK knows where the bomb is, but he doesn't see the player holding it. That's the thing. But what can Smashy do from this position as well? He has 1 wide out. He knows he's protected if he uses the tank. He gets 1. It's a trade there. It's not too bad. Might open things up for Safe if he wants to push out, but this is that slow but steady kind of Safe approach here. Living up to his name, no doubt about it.
Time. 1 minute 30. Don't know whether or not they've kind of thrown this opportunity away. Both of those players, it's nice from Epsilon because they basically worked it out. We just have to hold, and they have to hold both of the sites that are right next to each other. They're holding perfect angles. Hexus was a prime example of that one. As he is going to be able to just back away, keep things safe, and now just 70 seconds left for some form of a plan to take shape for Leet.
I don't know if they can do it here. It's so well defended. Both of these sides safe. Not really sure where he wants to go. They do need to get some skills in. That's a good start. Can they make it a third? David trying to find third. Hexus does go down. Only 2 left. Horek and Mike. Last two standing.
But the bomb's loose. The bomb is loose. That's a problem. Safe went down, and he's got very few seconds, really. David turns around. He needs to set his sights on B. 3 members of Epsilon are in a position to try and take him down. He's going for a plant in through thick and thin. It's not going to happen. Hunter's double secures victory. We are going to see a third map. It will be Dawnbreaker. And Epsilon are a team who show no problem in dealing with the most intense situations. 30 seconds left on the clock, and there's no way in hell that bomb's going to be going down again.
Absolutely devastating. Having their shot at victory and then being completely squad-wiped. League, they could smell it. They could smell that overtime. They knew they had an opportunity here, but now Epsilon, they've taken the bomb and they've taken also League's hopes of winning this map with it. Not much that can be done now as time ticks down. Sub 5 seconds, and Epsilon have held on to win this second map. We have got a game on our hands.
Third map dream, boys. It's coming true. We are going into a third. For the first time this evening, we will be seeing a third map. That's wrong. That's the second time this evening. Good golly, Miss Molly, I'm wrong. But either way, we are going to be seeing the fragging capacity of both teams made clear. I think it's always seemed to be the case with Leet. They've always been within like 3 or 4 frags of each other, majority of them. Like, it's insane how all of these players with all of these different backgrounds have come together and are playing so evenly.
So here we are. Scoreboard in front of you now. And we will be going on to a third map. Dawnbreaker is going to be the one as well, and this will be interesting. I don't really know, actually, what to expect from both of these teams on that one. We've already seen it tonight. It does have elements of being a slower map here, but there can only be one winner. Only one winner. And we've seen some interesting games so far. But what we will do, though, is we do wait for this next one to go underway, is we're going to go to a very quick break and get you guys to sort of recharge a little bit, get your energy pumped up for this next and final map here in our grand final. We'll be back very shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us back here, of course, the ESL 1 Battlefield 4 Winter Cup #1 I'm Mitch Leslie here with Alex Richardson, and we are into our final map of this best of 3 grand final. Oh my gosh, it's been a night. But if you guys are still with us, thank you so much for sticking with us. It's been a great ride.
It really has. We've seen this we've been following these two teams. It feels like we've been following Epsilon, we've been following Leet, and you know, who had expected it? We see them in the final now. We get to see a little taste of what both of them have to offer, and it seems they like to offer fantastic grand finals.
Absolutely. That is what is they have in their inventory to show us today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we maybe expected to see one of these teams in the final.
I think that's for certain, yeah.
But both of them. Well, that is an absolute treat as well. And interestingly enough as well, teams of players that know each other just so well. I don't know, man. This is going to be such a sick game as well. I mean, Siege of Shanghai, I thought it was Dawnbreaker, so I got it wrong. You did say Siege of Shanghai, and I forgot. So this is going to be more interesting. I mean, I personally find that this is more of a dynamic map than what we sort of see on maps like Dawnbreaker here. And we're one apiece as well. Both these teams have to come out of the gates absolutely firing if they really want to start to stamp their dominance on this one.
I think that's definitely going to be the... I mean, it's always going to be the case on a third map. The fact that we've seen these teams go so close, so damn close, it's going to be... it's going to be a tough one for me to kind of determine who and what will pick up the win.
Bomb is located, as per usual. And just fixing that one for you. Now we'll give you some game sound in a moment as well. There we go. And Epsilon already making their push in towards the middle of the map. But I tell you what, Leet are in wait. David and Co making the push. Smoke goes up quite heavily here, and just see Leet trying to set themselves up here for this one. They know they won't have a shot at the bomb early on. That always is going to go over to the US team first, unless someone sneaky like Smashy wants to come from behind and cause some trouble. But it's unlikely he'll go for the bomb and give away his position, or will he? Maybe he can pick this one up and get back to his team. That was cheeky there, and has really achieved very little except the loss of his own life there as Mike spotted him out. He'll be able to go back and pick that one up.
Okay. Now, we saw a couple of early plants. We saw some ridiculously early plants in the past 2 maps, and I'd be surprised if we see something quite similar here. Look at this. This bomb's making a whole lot of leg room towards that C flag.
Or further.
Hang on, is he just going to keep going? I think they're going to be happy with this control. On 1 man left, it's going to just be Smashy. He's gone as well. That's a squad wipe. Epsilon, they could get a deep, scary plant here. Look at this. 4 members all pushed up as well, and they have completely just called them out. They are taking this map by storm.
Oh man, Epsilon are here to play then. You can see the security gates coming down as that bomb has been planted. And how? I mean, Leet going to shake this one up. How are they going to make the way over towards this side? Now, David wants to make his way through if he can. He's just looking left, right, and center. Doesn't want to get caught off towards the side. He does spot on Dajika. That's nice. I think he was already a bit low. Nice double from David, actually, and this could be the start of something here. Some sort of defense that Leet need to mount. Not just want, need.
This could be the start of something new. As quoting High School Musical. For Leet. As we are going to be struggling to see the retake take shape. David did so much damage, and now it does look like Epsilon are going to be quite happy with what they have done, what they've achieved so early. I was asking for one, and they provide, as Epsilon already forcing Leet into a disadvantage.
My God, that was quick. One of the quickest we've seen, actually. But Epsilon have been the perpetrators of those quick plants here so far today. So, no, maybe we shouldn't be too surprised about that. And they are pushing up on this one as well. Have a look at this. David tried to get it back behind. So did NTQ, trying to make something happen with their positioning here. But I don't really think it's going to work out. They will both drop down and be left down to 2 players as well. So they've got to make their way all the way back here. And Hunter may just be trying to personify his name here in his rear position, maybe just get some cheeky little frags from behind. And again, be that disrupting force here for Epsilon as they go for yet another plant if they can. Great work by Hunter. Jika combining with him as well. Already dropping Leet down to 3 players.
Okay, now we're going to be seeing a second plant. I would be flabbergasted if he gets away with this one. It does look like he's going to, though. He's just going to start putting it in, and now Mayek is going to be getting a second bomb down, doing damage.
Kidding.
Gets the bomb down. This is insane. 7 minutes. You're reading the time correctly. 7 minutes, and Epsilon have gone for their second plant.
Horek now is just sort of poking his head up. He can hold this side. In fact, all of Epsilon can. It's up to Leet. The onus is on them to push across. Do they have what it takes here? I don't really know now. You can see Smashy trying to get out. He's down to 7 health. Has to heal himself up. He's not going to be able to win that fight there. A 2v3 3-3 scenario there, so Elite have the players, and they do get the defuse. They carry the bomb forward, and they know they need to be decisive with this maneuver.
It's going to be all onto Safe to keep his teammates safe. It's David who needs to cross, and actually, oh, that's beautiful. Gets the spot, gets the frag onto Hunter.
Clean.
Big, clean kill there, and that's going to enable David to have so much freedom as he has a choice of sites to plant. I say that, caught off with the spawn. Beautiful crossfire formed by Jika and Horek, and the bodies keep piling up. Mayek gets one as well. They're taking it in turns, but that doesn't stop. Revive and a plant coming in. Very nice work from Lee.
If Epsilon want to take this part of the map, they have to push up, and that's exactly what Jika was trying to do. He goes down, but here is Epsilon to take this one back. Instead, he does go down. NQ trying to respond towards Hexus, but Hexus will get the better of him. The bomb is still on the plant, but they should be able to get it defused.
I think we're going to be seeing that one come to a close then. Look at that. There's going to be the defuse finally coming to a close, and we're going to be seeing the halfway point reached of this third and final map in our grand final.
Now it's a foot race across the map, something I'm probably more suited to casting if you listen to me enough. Hunter does get the kill on Fearless now as they continue to make their way across. And it will be David to meet the first. He's pushing up quite aggressively here. Does have a decent spot, but he could get blindsided by this push from Horek. And Horek just gets the better of him in that scenario and has quite a few times tonight. Very skilled player. Hunter also spreading out past that statue. Enter Q, he's been lit, so he's going to just hide in that container for the moment. He's the last man standing, and I'm pretty sure Epsilon know exactly where he is. Oh. I don't think, yep, there it is. Hunter, I missed that one there, but he just jumps right on in there. There's the plant. Smoke goes up like crazy. And how would you even see through to the site, let alone get the defuse? I don't know. David trying to come around from the side here, but well, it's a rescue mission if I've ever seen it. Not only are the guys from League trying to rescue their teammates, but rescue their chances at actually a victory here.
It feels like Epsilon have got a very, very good read on both their enemy, but also Siege of Shanghai. It feels like this map has definitely got something special for him. Oh, Horek, individual performances like that does leave very little to the imagination. He is just demonstrating how well he can play, and it does look like Smashu could be the second man to get the defuse. Oh, the rocket comes in just in the nick of time. He gets the frag in the process, and the defuse will be coming in. Horek and Mayek are not close enough, and that's going to be another safe defuse provided by Leet.
Epsilon played up very, very close after they planted that bomb there, and you got to hand it to Leet. They actually pushed through. They managed to take them out and get that defuse. That law didn't connect. It was only really just to save some time, or to sort of buy some time, should I say, but it still wasn't enough. Epsilon didn't have the feet on the ground to get the job done. The bomb is in the hands of Smashy right now. He and NQ making their way up. Smoke in their way, probably thrown by Epsilon, I think, but they're probably happy enough for a bit of cover for the moment, but they don't want to run straight through it. They need to just work around the edges here as well. But David is also just doing just that right now as well. He's managed to get himself all the way up here. He'll be looking, spamming that Q key, and he's found Jika.
It's going to be one, but how much more can you build from here? As they know exactly where he is. Time, though, they have time. No, not. He doesn't have life. It's going to be Hunter who does get that trade off. Bomb is loose, and it doesn't look like it's going to be easy for either side to retrieve that one.
Sam just tried to take 5 and get some health back, but it's not going to be enough there, as NTQ does poke around to take down Hunter, and the bomb is still yet to be picked up. NTQ's going to wait for some teammates here. He doesn't want to go straight in for this one. Likes to play a little bit wider here. Hunter is absolutely shanking it to try and get up towards the enemies here, and the bomb is in his hands. He does get up the kill and make it a second here. He does see that cheeky head poking up, and Hexus will finish off David for him.
Okay, 3 minutes left. 3 versus 3. As both teams have managed to dispatch of just 2. You have to, I mean, it feels like Epsilon have had complete control of this game, but you have to hand it to Leet for kind of making an Epsilon like this with this much prowess, just have the 1 MCOM at this stage in the game. That's credit. That credit is definitely due to Leet, as they managed to kind of somewhat sate this crazy Epsilon side.
I mean, I don't think Leet are going to be satisfied with the credit here. They definitely, you know, fancy themselves a team who can take this one, and why not? They're 1-1 right now. Don't forget the shenanigans that went down in the first map, especially in that extra time in our stopwatch period here. So they've got what it takes, but it just seems like consistency is not really something that they are able to sort of produce right now. I mean, look at the scoreboard as well. 56 kills, 28 deaths for Epsilon, 30 kills, 47 deaths as well for Leet. You can see they're losing out in these gun battles. These trades aren't going in their favor. So you're right. They've done well to hold on.
Yeah, and you're right as well that they're not going to be willing to accept that.
Oh,
That's
you're
not...
right, Alex.
Oh, no,
right.
you are. Either way, let's see. As they have managed to get rid of 3 members of Epsilon, but the same right back in their face. It's a 2v2, and look and see, Hunter's really, really struggling to get in, and he had the bomb as well. That's actually good. That has genuinely made an impact in the timing of getting this bomb down.
Yeah, planting the bomb inside this area, I think at that A site will actually cause the security shutters to come down the windows, and I guess it's hard to jump through some of those. Hunter just not maybe expecting to come in towards that kind of resistance, but he'll be able to plant on this side, I think, now. He can't do it from behind the pillar. He's just going to try and avoid the nades as he can. A lot of smoke up as well. A lot of protection, but not enough there. Shots from Zam come through, and they make their connection. Mayak, though, will be there.
Oh. Mayak. Oh my god, he took too long, and both of them are going to die! David, an absolute king, and he's looking to claim his throne as his team just keeps on going. They are only going to have 1 man left, though. It's just Zam, who needs to try and stop this bomb from going down. Not going to be happening. And such a good play. The bomb goes in as well.
Squad wipe. Essentially, it was a squad wipe there. I don't think Safe spawned in off either of those guys. He obviously didn't, and they both went down so quickly. So now, this is the second time Epsilon are going to have to set up for this kind of hold here. They must hang on inside this shopping complex to have any chance of making this a successful detonation process. Hunter knows he just needs to back out a little bit, maybe go towards the street and just defend a little bit closer on the bomb instead of pushing up. But look, you can see that Leader coming forward in numbers as a group here, and they're just managing to find the shots. They're covering all the right angles.
100%. And time, not even 40 seconds on the clock. They have much less. You can hear the monkey siren scream, and that's big from Mayak. Epsilon have most definitely done it in style. It took them the full 10 minutes, but that's going to be a 2-0 as they do manage to start with a bang in our final map.
And I mean, there's a huge difference between 2 MCOMs and 1. I mean, now it's just 1 more required for Epsilon to get in the next half, and that is GG. There's no way that you as Elite can come back from that one. So just piles that much more pressure on you instead of going into the next half saying, okay, well, they can't get 2 MCOM detonations in this half. We just need to keep them to 1 or even 2 for that matter. We can get 2 ourselves and win or take it to overtime. Now it's like, oh crap, if they get 1, we are screwed.
Yeah. That's essentially it. You cannot afford to give anything else up. This is it. You've had your chances, and now it comes down to crunch time.
Horek, again, massive scoreline as well. You can see it as well, manifesting on the scoreboard, and it translates as well into those objectives being taken. Epsilon, just super comfortable and confident. There we go.
Yeah, indeed. I think those are going to be 2 words that I think will surround Epsilon for a while now, is that they're both a team full of good individuals, strong individuals, but they're also a team full of players who, individuals who can lead. And I think you put a good group of individuals with leaders, and you've got a very, very kind of scary group of people. Mayak is someone that I feel like we haven't given enough credit to. At least you have. I think I have kind of brushed him to the side like, oh, it's just Mayak frags. But Mayak alongside Horek, the X, are strong. That's for certain.
Well, definitely crisis mode here for Leaders. They're thinking about their last shot at this one, really.
Crisis mode, or we just got to the grand finals, lol?
Well, I mean, if you saw Smashu's tweet after the game, probably more lol. I'm not going to repeat it on here, but it was definitely a bit of a jab at Fnatic, who have always been known, or at least a few of their members have always been known to rub the salt in a little bit if they do get the victory. But this time, they're the ones producing the salt. They do drop out in the semi-finals 2-0. So yeah, I mean, sure, if you're Elite, you'll be feeling pretty good, but you'd be the same like, well, if we beat Fnatic, why can't we win this game? What's there to stop us? Why would we go from beating Fnatic now to losing? To, you know, I wouldn't say that Epsilon is much weaker a team, but they have proven to be on slightly a lower level. So I would be almost expecting to win this one.
I think Epsilon have got no excuse to lose this one now. I apologise to anyone that has like some sort of epilepsy as we stare at this screen. You know, I remember when TVs used to look like that. Like you would actually see the pixels from the sofa. Like that's definitely changed.
The old cathode ray ones. Yeah.
God, yeah, cathode ray tubes.
Well, countdown now underway. Again, I mean, there are so many options as well for Epsilon here. I think it is harder to play from the north. I think it is harder to play the Chinese team. These bomb sites are far deeper within this sort of cloistered area. You have to push across a lot further, whereas bomb site C is in much more of a neutral location.
Yeah, I agree.
However, bomb site B, highly assailable. Definitely easy enough to get into there as well if you can make a decent push. And there was a lot of cover as well. See these concrete blocks? Can't be blown up.
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, it does mean that you're very vulnerable to nades, though, because the only spot after that bomb goes down where you're safe is proning behind those blocks. Easy vulnerable to nade, easy vulnerable to lure. You are going to be very, very predictable when you get that bomb down. You're absolutely right. There is a slight bias, I think, in favor of the US side on this map. And right now, that is in the hands of Leet. So they've been operating at a slight disadvantage. Let's see if they can use the advantage as they do take the US side to start things off.
Also, EnterQ.
Wait, what? Did Jika just get a frag? He did. He just took down one.
EnterQ.
It was EnterQ who went down, and I have no idea how he found a frag at that pace, just sprinting to the long street and finding a really, really impressive pick.
Yeah, I think there was quite a few guns trained on EnterQ's position at the time, so he probably got chunked down from those sort of short-range weapons just sort of spraying at him. But still, it's been enough to do the job. Now, David set up well. Does get one kill. Almost had the second there as well, but he's having his teammates contribute there quite nicely. Smashu as well adds to his own tally. They must not let Leet get... Well, no, they must not let Epsilon get any MCOM detonations right now. So it's just super high pressure. They can't make a mistake. They must dot their I's. They must cross their T's. They must make sure they've ticked every single box here and not... Well, you can't really afford to make any failure.
Yeah, there is absolutely zero chance that they can...
Margin of error, there you go.
Margin of error, room to maneuver, exactly. And
oh dear.
It does look like they've kind of failed at that hurdle, as Epsilon have managed to dispatch 4 of the 5 members comprising the squad of Leet. This grand final has gone all the way. EnterQ pre-firing that, nothing going to be found just yet. Where's that bomb now? It's going to be on the kind of long road back towards the blue side of things in the hands of Horek. Epsilon, of course, just needing 1 in the 10-minute timer of this round to pick up defeat and to pick up the grand final victory here in Cup number 1.
The wheels are turning and Epsilon are steamrolling their way now in towards Leet territory. Hunter will be the first one up and towards the balcony. He did see him. The spot did come out. The little triangle there does give it away. And Zam, well, there's not much he could do there. He was surrounded on both sides. Hexus did go down. He's going to be revived by Hunter now. It's got to be a quick plant, and they've got to spread out. They've got to use the side buildings here. Great foresight from Hunter there. Even after Hexus made things a little bit harder by killing Jika, he's able to take out safe. And now, where the heck is Leet?
They have got 2 members left, Zam and David, to do everything. Make it just Zam. Epsilon just taking on leaps and bounds. The spawns are awful, and Epsilon are about 20 or 30 seconds away from grand final victory.
That's it. This could be it right now. They've got so much ground to cover, and they're being held at bay by Jika. 1-man army right now, and he's preventing them from getting remotely close out towards his bomb. They will try and circumvent him, looking for Hunter right now, but Hunter knows. He knows they'll be there. It's safe. There's no time to waste now. You just have to take your chances and hope they work out. They're going straight towards Hunter. They will be able to double down on towards him now. Still 2 sitting up on the side. Mike is going to be there. He's going to slow them down as much as he can.
And it does look like we have a winner. They leave the server as soon as they entered, and it's going to be Epsilon then who do thrive in that final map. Siege of Shanghai is Epsilon's domain, it seems, as they pick that one up and pick it up fast.
A slight hiccup for them in that first map there, of course. Operation Locker Room didn't quite go the way they would have liked to, but they've just made good on that one there. Zavod was a dominating performance from them. Siege was a very dominating performance from them. Took him a little while to put those 2 MCOM detonations together, but that is that. And we have our Cup number 1 champions. Epsilon Esports have done it. They triumphed over Leet, and they didn't even have to play Fnatic to be the winners this time.
Yeah, I completely... I think a fantastic way to start off our new season. Not seeing Fnatic in the finals, it sounds horrible to say that that was a high point, but the fact that already competition is high. Competition is high in this cup. There may have been some connection issues. We don't know the depth of that, but not seeing Fnatic in the final, things are changing. Straight up, right there. Other things to note for us, Mitch. Leet, where have they come from?
Absolutely. Well, we know where they've come from individually, but this performance from them as well has been absolutely excellent. We didn't get to see the Fnatic game, which is a shame. We would have liked to have seen how that one would have gone down, but well, there we go. Our Cup number 1 has been taken by Epsilon Esports, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with us tonight. And next week, do tune in, same time at 7 PM CST for, of course, our second Cup. Of course, it's going to be myself and Jason Kaplan there bringing you all the action. But ladies and gentlemen, for now, good night. We'll see you on the battlefield.